I reached out to you last week because we have this caper. We have some shenanigans here, but we still treat this very seriously, the mixture between pop culture and sports.
This is a very serious thing. I considered what we just talked about to be the shenanigans.
Okay.
This is something I've been preparing for my whole life.
Okay. I figured you would be the guy to reach out to. We have 4 fictional characters from film lore, basketball characters, that we're wondering who would make the best NBA draft prospect. I'm going to go one by one with you, and then at the end, I'll ask you to rank them all, if that's fine with you, Jay. You ready?
Of course.
Okay, first up is the point guard from the Venice Beach Locals, Sidney Deane. What's your take on him and his draft ability?
Well, Sidney Deane from White Men Can't Jump. Great handle, somewhat of a trash talker, a little bit of a gym rat, and but really hustles out on the floor.
That's right.
At the blacktop, really. He's not yet played an indoor game. It's all been outdoors. So, his jump shot may be pushed by the wind to go in or to go out. We'll see, how he does in an indoor game. He is undersized and tends to over dribble a little bit. And he also tends to hustle in a negative fashion. But he has played against quality competition, including Freeman Williams, Nigel Miguel, who played at UCLA. Marcus Johnson was in that movie. Yeah. And then Gary Moeller, who played at UC Santa Barbara, whose dad pitched for the Dodgers, Joe Moeller.
So put it all together, and that's his. We came up with a comp of Gary Payton, but way shorter. That's would you agree with that comp, Jay?
Yeah, Gary wouldn't agree with it because he was actually in that movie, although didn't receive any credit in the credits. So I think he's still pretty pissed off about that.
Okay, so that's Sidney Deane. Next up is from Hickory High School, shooting guard Jimmy Chitwood. Jay, what do you think about his draftability?
Jimmy Chitwood, spot-up shooter, tends to demand the ball, especially in huddles. He'll make his teammates better, although not particularly supportive of Ollie when he took those free throws at the end of the game. The underhanded free throws against Cedar Knob was the opponent, and who doesn't enjoy saying Cedar Knob on national radio? The problem, he's not always motivated, and Jimmy Chitwood tends to get a little chummy with the alumni. And I think a little questionable relationship with his teacher, Barbara Hershey. I think something
Whoa. Okay, that's a red flag.
I liken him to Klay Thompson without the defense.
Okay.
And people don't know this about Jimmy Chitwood. He was all-state in golf and actually went to Purdue and was found for that movie in an open gym because he was cut 3 times from his high school basketball team.
No kidding.
Wow.
That's some interesting information. And he just, again, the question, can he create his own shot?
Who do you think you're dealing with here? Of course that's interesting information.
That's right. That's Jay Bilas. The question is, can he create his own shot, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, does he need it to be drawn up on the board? Can he just improvise? That's the question about Jimmy Chitwood, right?
Well, he doesn't. He never gets caught watching the paint dry.
That's true. That is definitely a plus. Next up, another high schooler from Carver High, center Warren Coolidge. What do you think of his draftability, Jay?
Physically imposing, rebounds at a high level, was coached by an NBA player, Ken Reeves, who had a wonderful fictional career with the Chicago Bulls before getting injured.
Yeah, that was tough.
A fantastic locker room singing voice. And reminds you a lot of Ben Wallace with sort of a Barry White voice. The problem is, tends to be a little unmotivated and wasn't necessarily the best player on that show. Wolf Perry was on that show, who played at Stanford. And then you may not know this, but Jay Bilas was once on that show.
Oh! Do tell, Jay. Do tell. Really?
You knew that.
No,
I told you that.
No.
I was in high school, and one of my high school teammates, his father, Dick Baker, was the technical consultant for the show. And so he got us on the show, and I wound up the show opened.
Yes.
The show we were on opened with me getting yelled at by our coach. I was supposed to be the quote-unquote best player at Oak Ridge High School, which one of the Carver guys, Reese, had transferred to. And the show opened with me getting yelled at in the locker room, which, was foreshadowing for my college career playing for Coach K.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't know that. So did Carver beat you on the White Shadow? Did you lose to Carver in that episode?
Of course not. No one would buy that nonsense once they saw me on the floor. They had to sell that to the public.
They did. All right, last one for you. This is he plays tons of position, guard, forward, and center from Beacon Hills High School. Teen Wolf. Jay, what do you think about his abilities?
Teen Wolf, whose name in the film was Scott Howard, when he wasn't a wolf. Great vertical leap, plays above the rim. I think you could refer to him literally and figuratively as a beast. Only 5'3", but plays much bigger.
Yep.
The problem is he comes from a small town in Nebraska, so he'd have to cut family ties. And then he's occasionally violent, although his hair is perfect.
Well done.
By the way, I love it. Peak Larry Johnson with Bill Walton's 1977 beard. That's a good comp, don't you think? That's a good comp.
Did you get the family ties?
I picked it up.
Small town Nebraska?
I did pick that up.
Very good.
I did. All right, so rank them.
Keaton.
Yes, indeed. So rank them for me. 1 through. I'll go 4 through. I guess to 1. Which one do you think is least NBA prospect worthy, and then the best? Jay.
I would probably say number 4 would be Jimmy Chitwood because of his lack of defense.
Okay.
Then I'd go with Teen Wolf number 3.
Yep.
Sidney Deane, I would have number 2. And then you got to go with Warren Coolidge because if there was actually a game by the actor that played the part,
yes.
Warren Coolidge would win in a landslide.
Okay.
He was the best player of that crew.
Okay, very good, Jay. I appreciate it. That was stellar, as expected. That was just absolutely stellar. And did you have somebody that we forgot? Is there somebody out there that you think should have been thrown in here into this mix?
Well, I think Julius Irving from
no, I mean a non-NBA player.
Jackie Moon.
Okay. Maybe we'll have to figure that one out for later. Jackie Moon's not a bad one. Well, I guess he was semi-pro. Was he semi-pro or different? He's professional in a way, but Jackie Moon is not a bad one.
The Florida Tropics, that's a real team. I mean, if you're taking a guy off the playground in Venice Beach, you can go with the Florida Tropics or the Flint Tropics. Excuse me, the Flint Tropics.
The Flint Tropics. That's right. Oh my gosh.